Well, as the old saying goes, it's Friday, you ain't got no job, you ain't got shit to do. Well, I do have a job, but it's part time. But I do got some shit to do, and that is, of course, give you guys some awesome reviews. Now, I did mention on the last review there were still some events that were done from 2024. Well, two of them I decided to do it. The first one is from DDT Pro Wrestling with the Ultimate Party. This is their last show of 2024. This happened on the 28th of December, featuring, of course, the co-main events, the KOD tag team titles that were vacant, so we get to see who will be crowned. And then finally, we have GLEAT version number 14, with, of course, two title matches taking place as well. So they're going to be a lot of fun matches. And then, of course, we have some news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world. Pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us. So click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions that need to be said. It's time to, of course, fast forward to, or should I say, rewind back to 2024 for these next two reviews. And there, of course, we're going to start out with DDT Pro Wrestling. Okay, first review. This is DDT Pro Wrestling with Ultimate Party 2024. Now, this took place recently on the 28th of December last year. Of course, this was the last official show for them on that particular day. We opened up with a very interesting tag match. We have Kazuma Sumi and Uni taking on Illusion and Demus. So, pretty good match, a good opener as well. I mean, I have seen Sumi and Uni how much they have grown as well. I mean, I have not been keeping up with EDT that much for almost the rest of 2024, but nonetheless, it was pretty good. However, of course, this match ended with Sumi surprising everybody when he excuse me, when he rolled up Demus, and just like that, good win on his behalf. So, I liked it. Our next match, we have a six-man tag match. We have Daichi Seto from Heat Up, Yuki Ishida, Masahiro Takanashi taking on Tomomitsu Matsunaga Shinichiro Kawamatsu, and Shuji Ishikawa. Of course, you look at some wrestlers like they're strong and all that, but in the end, it was of course Ishikawa with his driver onto Ishida that allowed him to pick up the win. So it was pretty good. Our next match we have Akito and Makoto Oshii taking on Kazuki Irada and a guy named Kumadori. I don't know. He's wearing this mask. I thought it was pretty cool. But however, Keto decided to beat Irada in 6 seconds flat. However, I don't know exactly what Kumadori said, but I think he looks at them. Are they scared to wrestle him? I have to say, Kumadori was a very impressive dude. I think he's part of an idol group or so. But however, he really picked up a good win. I mean, he actually picked up a hell of a win in my opinion. The way he did it, he applied um, what was it? So basically, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. However, of course, when it comes to celebration, those who know Hirada, he likes to dance every single time he puts on these glasses, and all of a sudden, everybody gets down. And of course, when that happened, everybody, including Komodo's buddies, who also were wearing masks, were there dancing. I thought it was a pretty good moment. I enjoyed it. So, not bad on his part. Now, our next match, we have Toru Owashi, Antonio Honda, and Super Sazanango Machine, which of course represents Team DDT, takes on Team Tokyo Pro Wrestling, featuring Pam Harajuku, Hyper Misawa, and Rika Tatsumi. The one thing that was interesting is how the match was supposed to end. It kind of went in the, like, you ever seen those moments like in the Flash where, okay, he saved someone, but the real question, how fast was he able to save it? So you look at, okay, how did Rika Tatsumi ended up pinning Antonio Honda? So they kind of went on this type of way. Okay, they just showed what really happened. So everybody was doing like slow-mo's motion, like you rewind and then you go slow-mo, and that's what it was. You did see, of course, Rika Tatsumi doing like a hip attack, a flying hip attack on, of course, on Honda, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it's over. I thought it was pretty fun. Next up, we have Yiku Ino, Soma Takoa, and Harashima taking on Damnation members Kano and MJ Polly, along with a guy named Harudo Sakumaba, something like that. Yeah, so, but this guy, Sakumaba, he is like a beast of a man. He looks like one of those fitness model guys that, he can tear you apart. I mean, that's exactly what he did. But however, it was Cannon with a driver on Takao that allowed him and his team to pick up the win. Now, this next match, this is a long-term feud between these two guys, Yukio Naya and Jun Akiyama. So you probably can guess these guys have been going back and forth, back and forth. But of course, you cannot deny the veterancy of Akiyama, the way he is. He is one of the pillars of All Japan Pro Wrestling. But Yukio Naya is one of those wrestlers who, as you all know, is trying to step up to where, of course, Takeshita left off when he left DDT to go to the AEW. So that's what he's been doing the entire time. But however, it was, of course, Jun Akiyama's experience that allowed him to pick up the win when he applied a guillotine headlock onto him. And of course, Naya had no choice but to tap. And just like that, it was over. Our next match, we have a bit of a DDT versus Noah situation. Representing Noah, this is Yu Owada and Keno. Now, this is before Yu Owada is turned on Naomi Chimarufuji to side with Team 200X. They face against the guys from DDT, Keigo Nakamura and Shinya Aoki. I thought it was a pretty good match. I mean, of course, Keno, we know he's a tough SOB. He likes to do things differently from what others do. I mean, even take the fight outside. But it was, of course, Keno with the crossface onto Nakamura, and just like that is over. But you can tell he continued, wanted to rip apart Shinya Aoki, but it did not end that way. But I'm sure they'll get to that at some point. Now, our next match, this one is a very fun a match that it will say, like, you gotta be effing kidding me. For real? Yeah, I'm being for real, guys. We have the most despicable, horniest guy and member of the Pheromones, well, formerly of the Pheromones, then Shikodino taking on, well, a guy you cannot see. I'm not talking about John Cena. We're talking about the Invisible Man. Yeah, he's there. Now, everybody has to put on their special glasses. Only the ref and certain people. I thought you probably can guess, how in the hell do you actually beat an Invisible Man? I don't know. I mean, it was very hilarious. There were some moments where you tried to follow, but what was funny is Dan Shikodino was about to do a lariat until someone pulled his feet, and it turns out there was not just one, not two, but multiple invisible men going around like, what a question, y'all. And of course, you see a girl, invisible woman being there. I don't know. I'm like, what the hell? I thought it was way, way, way too funny. But however, it seems the invisible woman has a crush on Dino. But apparently, things did not go exactly according to plan, because somehow, those who know Dino, he likes to put a man's head inside his, inside his junk. However, somehow he was able to flip him into a sunset flip, and just like that, it was over. Now, I don't know what Nancy Godino say in the promo, but he's happy to meet the Invisible Man. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a very wacky match, but sometimes it's one of those wacky matches. In my own personal opinion, when I watch these, I ask myself, this is a unique. I mean, we've seen people do unique things in matches, and this is one of them. And I think it was great. I thought it was really fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Now, our next match, we have Takeshi Masada taking on Yuki Ueno. I thought a pretty good, strong match. I mean, Masada, I remember how he was a young boy. Now that he has grown up, he has become more than what he is now. And I was so impressed by him. I mean, Yuki Ueno, I feel that he hasn't reached his top level yet, but he is still amazing to watch. I'm not going to lie about that. But, however, Masada pulled up every stop possible, but unfortunately, it was until Ueno applied the Renhi, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, next match, this is for the vacancy of the KOD tag team belts. We have Burning Yuya Kuroku and Tetsuya Endo taking on 37 Kamina, Toy, and Mao. Now, I want to put this on record. This is before Tetsuya Endo made his presence known in Noah starting this year. But, however, he really, really impressed me a lot in this particular. This match was unbelievable. Like, you can tell who was going to be the one to carry these belts. And I was going back and forth on this one too many times. But it was amazing. I'm not going to lie. But in the end, it was, of course, what's his name? Toy, who was able to pick up the win, and I think this is his first championship win so far that I know of. But yes, he pinned Kuriko, and just like that, it was over. But however, Tetsuya Endo made it clear right now that because they were unsuccessful to win the tag belts, he thought that it was best for Burning to disband, which is sad, but it was necessary. And I think that explains why he made that choice to disband Burning, because he wants to appear in Noah. Try to expand horizon. I'm not gonna lie, he is also talented. He's very incredible. I mean, he and Takeshita have been in that same kind of level. But let's see how things will roll up. Now, for our main event, we have, of course, the KOD Openweight title, which is the top title of the promotion. We have the leader of Damnation TA, Daisuke Sasaki, and, of course, Chris Brooks. Now, of course, wherever Sasaki is, his faction Damnation TA is right there. And that's what exactly they like to interfere. Of course, wherever Chris Brooks is, he has his buddies with him. He has Masada, he has Honda, he even has Masa there, and that's always good. But however, when things were getting out of hand from both sides, the referee had no other choice but to eject both sides. And that's exactly what happened. But nonetheless, it was Chris Brooks who walked away with the win, of course, with the praying mantis bomb. And just like that, he retained the belt. And then, of course, a promo coming from him. I'm not sure if this is one of those moments like, I want to thank everybody for giving us another year. Can't wait for 2025. And, of course, the roster showed up, the people who were involved in the event. And I thought it was pretty amazing. So I enjoyed it so much. So hope you guys can check it out. You can see it on Wrestle Universe or find it at some other location. So I think that's pretty much it right now with DDT. I believe it's time for our last and final review, GLEAT. GLEAT version 14 at the Tokyo City Dome Hall. I think that's what it's called. And this is our last show also from 2024. But it happened on the 30th of December of 2024. We opened up with, of course, the Yans family, Issei Onizuka and Takanori Ito, along with, I'm not sure he's a honorary member or full member yet, uh, oh, Kuma Arashima. They take on, of course, Mr. Iguana and the guys from G Rise, Junji and JD Lee. Nothing too significant of this match, but however, it was Issei Onizuka who picked up an impressive win when he speared Lee. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, we have Tomoaki Honma and Riki Aitaka taking on the guys from BGI, Soi Daimonji and Hartley Jackson. Of course, BGI are determined to prove their point that they're the ones that run the promotion. But however, it was Daimonji who picked up the win by applying a Larry to the back of the head of Honma, and just like that, it was Aitaka, and just like that, it was over. Next, we have Bulk Orchestra, Kazuma Sakamoto, Koiki Iwasaki, and Quiet Storm taking on Anti-Glee Monsters. However, before the bell, Anti-Glee Monsters, Chris Weiss, Brass Knuckles June, and Ruchita Kawakami attacked them before the bell rings. So things got out of hand. However, there was a moment the referee caught June with the brass knucks, and then the ref was out. But Kazuma Sakamoto took matter of his own hands. While the ref was out, he used a chair. But however, a mysterious masked figure showed up and attacked him. Don't know who it was, but once again, June applied the brass knucks on him, and just like that, it was over. So practically that's how things ended. So I can add that part as well. Our next match is one of those UWF rules match. Now remember, this is where, of course, a knockout or a pinfall or submission falls. They'll give them like this 5 point something thing. We have Minoru Tanaka and Uezuki. Now Uezuki, he impressed the hell out of me. He was this guy who was a wrestler but jumped in every chance he got in UWF styles. But however, he has grown, he has evolved. But unfortunately, even though there was a moment where, of course, whatever points was going on, it was, of course, Isuka with 4, while Tanaka with 1. This could have been a match where Isaku, Isaka, whatever his name is, he actually could have won this match. But however, it was Minoru Tanaka with a crossface that ended things for him. And I thought, wow, pretty impressive on his part. So I'm not going to lie. So I liked it. Now, our next match, we have Takahiro Yamamura taking on all the way from AAA in Mexico, Psycho Clown. So you probably can guess Psycho Clown brought his usual ways of wrestling from Mexico all the way to Japan. And of course, you saw some moments he used a chair just to prove his point and all this other that. But however, Psycho Clown actually applied the infamous Magistral, and just like that, it was over. Now, our next match, this one is a very impressive one. We have Risa Serra from Prominence teaming up with Michiko. They take on the ladies from Sendai Girls. We have Manami, and of course, the final boss herself, who's now on the verge of retiring by April, Meiko Satomura. Now, this was a match that Meiko Satomura requested in GLEAT territory. Now, many of you may ask why. Simple. Michiko was trained under her. Those who don't know this are not. It was Meiko Satomura was the one who contacted Rossi Ogawa back a few years ago and told what's her name? Told Rossi to talk to Michiko when she first joined. And of course, Michiko owed a lot to Meiko Satomura. I mean, she was the one who trained her, and it makes perfect sense how this match went about. So you can guess this match was impressive. However, it was Michiko who ended up on the wrong side of the Death Valley driver by Meiko Satomura, and just like that, it was over. Now, I don't know what Michiko said in the promo, but she was so emotional that, of course, Michiko, or whatever Meiko Satomura said, I'm sure that this would be the happiest time for her, that she finally get to have her match against her mentor, and I think it's very impressive. Now, our next match, this is called the G Rush Rules match. This was like one of those matches where you have to rush it. We have Issei Onizuka again in this match, but taking on Shima. I wasn't too sure. Now, many of you think Shima, who is far more experienced than Onizuka, would have been the reason this happened. But no, somehow Onizuka was able to pick up the win. You know, when they do that back and forth moments. That's exactly what happened. But Onizuka picked up the win, and then just like that, he went on a post-match promo, and he was so proud of it. I think he feels happy that someone put Shima in his place, and Onizuka was the one guy. I don't know if Shima was the one who kicked him out of Strong Hearts. I don't know that, but we'll see. Now we have a very interesting match. We have the guys from BGI, Kotaro Suzuki, Tetsuya Izushi, and Kato Ishida taking on the veteran legends of Yoshiaki Fujiwara, Tatsumi Fujinami, and of course the current Lidet UWF champion, Katsuhiko Nakajima. So you know that these guys are the toughest guys on the planet. Ishida, he feels like, looks at these veterans like, you guys are nothing but worthless old men. But don't count these guys being useless, because they will pack a punch if they have to. But however, it was Nakajima who taught Isushi a lesson when he had put him in the armbar, and just like that, it was over. Now, our next match, the G Infinity Tag Team belts were vacant. Now, I don't know how long they've been vacant, but however, we have a certain teams that stepped out. We have Strong Hearts consisting of El Lindaman and T-Hawk taking on Seigo Tachibana and someone you guys know too well, Tokyo Kurishio, Tokyo, Japan, or formerly known as Ikemenjiro. So that's right, he was there as usual. But I thought this match was a pretty darn good one, because you can tell that T-Hawk and El Lindaman are determined to bring in tag team gold to Strong Hearts. But when it comes to, of course, Kurishio, he picked up the win with that amazing kick he normally does onto El Lindaman, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, our main event is the G-Rex Championship, which is of course, the top title of the promotion. We have Soma Watanabe versus Hayato Tamura, who was the champion. I thought this match was pretty good because it showed how much Soma Watanabe has load, and he's like GLEAT's very own version of. If you guys know this or not, Soma Watanabe's biggest influence is the Golden Star himself, Kota Ibushi. So basically, yeah, that's how things rolled up, and I was impressed by Soma, and he actually applied a move that not only that we saw with Kamitani, also Ibushi does it. He applied the Phoenix Splash, and just like that, brand new champion. So just like that. So the real question we ask ourselves: who will be the next challenger? Well, we'll just have to wait at the start of 2025, which we already are. Hopefully, someone will step up their game. But for now, we'll just leave things as it is with everything else and move on to our last and final thing, news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news update. So this is going to be a bit of a short one for everyone. Now let's begin with upcoming events. Now, as you know, Texas Promotion, New Texas Pro Wrestling has announced for the upcoming event on the 23rd of February, Bulls on Parade, which is ironically the name of the song by Rage Against the Machine. They just announced Zeta Steel will be making her return. Now, many of you know this. DDT does these wacky type of events. They do. I mean, they did events on a boat. They did events on trains. And now they want to do it on a wedding venue while a wedding is in process. This one's called the Wedding Venue Pro Wrestling Spring Festival, and this will be on March 30th. Now, I think I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying, really? They want to have a match during a wedding? It's their show. They can do whatever they want. They even done shows inside of a sauna, a water park, the streets of Tokyo. I mean, it's crazy, but that's how things are. So that's pretty much it on the upcoming events. Now let's talk about developments. Many of you already heard this or not. Well, we haven't seen the Von Erichs for quite some time, and I'm going to presume that there's been negotiations coming from them. And now Fightful Select reports they are now officially signed with AEW / Ring of Honor. So it's great. So it makes sense that maybe they were keeping this on the low in order to keep only until it's finalized. So it would be interesting to see that. So I'm looking forward what they're gonna do. Let's talk about other things. Many of you know this. Giulia has won the NXT Women's title, but some of you may want to probably hear this. Utami Hayashishita gave her thoughts about Giulia winning this title, and this is what she said. She was someone I was close to and complete with. When she was in Japan, I was jealous of her, but now that Giulia has gone to the United States and achieving results in the big stage, I'm very happy and proud of her. On the other hand, I also want to work hard so that my success will reach people across the ocean. So basically, she feels now that Giulia's gone, she finds her success becoming more and more recognized over there. Over here, now she wants to do the same thing. But right now, she needs to prove herself that she is the ace. So we'll see what happens. Now, recently, we were supposed to see Tam Nakano appear. She was supposed to have a match in GTO against Misa Kagura, yeah. But unfortunately, the match was canceled because Misa suffered a flu. This is what she had to say. She did not have her match, but she decided to pop up and say hello to the people of GTO, including the fan base. Misa has the flu, and the match was canceled. When we were in the same idol group, Misa skipped right out before our solo concert. She can't believe she's gone right before this match, too. If you're feeling frustrated, then become stronger, Misa, ever, and definitely stand in front of Tamu again. I'll be waiting. And she even mentioned this on her X account. I went to GTO to show off Tamu's cuteness. Thank you for listening to my story. Puddin. Misa, I'm waiting. Well, we are expecting, but it appears that someone who is part of the promotion is very happy to see that she was there, and that is, of course, Tomoka Inaba, and this is what she said. The match was canceled, but you came to the venue and said hello. I like this place. Tam Nakano is always thinking about her fans and other groups. Really respectful. Thank you very much. I'll come back to GTO someday. So basically, I'm sure if Misa is unsuccessful defeating, of course, Tam Nakano, we probably will see Tomoka Inaba try a singles match. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But no telling when that match will be restart due to the fact that Misa is out on the flu. Hopefully she gets better and we'll go from there. But for now, we'll end things here with our news updates and everything else. Let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Coming up, we do have AEW Collision. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't decided what other events we're also going to be covering, but I'll be looking forward to that. But for now, we'll leave things as it is and move forward. So until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.